Hello everybody and welcome. This is me showing off essentially how you are able to beat the hard campaign or challenge campaign mission of mission 12 Neotanks. You obviously start with Colin. I think Colin is actually basically the only character you can do this challenge with. You have two tanks here and we're going to be doing basically AI shenanigans. So if you put them not too far forward, usually you'll be able to group up the battlecopters and the little battalion that's on the front. So as you can see there, the tank moved not that far, which is very, very good for us. The battlecopters will usually move in unison. You build 3 infantry on day 1 and day 2. All of them go the same areas. Essentially, you know, all 2 of them going for the missiles, 1 of them going for the properties. And then on the second day, I move the tanks up by 1, so then it kind of aggroes the tanks more, and then the tank moves forward, the artillery moves forward, and the battlecopters move forward. This is AI dependent, so the first part is that the tank doesn't move forward, the second part is that they group up. If they group up like this, it is really, really good. However, you do want the artillery to usually be visible for you to hit, but essentially you will send 2 missiles to them, and then you'll also be building an anti-air on this turn to essentially be able to hopefully kill the battlecopters. But essentially what I do here is I go to capture these 2 properties, and we build the anti-air unit. I bring the tank that has the least amount of movement forward to kill. I do check the artillery range, and I choose the other tank because it doesn't really matter at this point which tank I use. We take it out, and now I'd be sure to look at the range of my anti-air and put my tank appropriately, so then on the next turn, guaranteed, my anti-air will be able to take out one of the battlecopters. I also build another infantry for a later turn. So it's turn 3 for them. Essentially, they're just going to be capturing, and this is also AI dependent. If 3 of them go for your infantry, you kind of have to reset. But here, even if all 3 of them go for 1 tank, it's completely fine. You're doing very, very well so far. I know this is going really fast, but just pause it while you watch it. You can send 1 of these, and I highly recommend it has to hit the mech that's capturing, or else you will not have enough time to implement the strategy. Essentially, just kill any one of these. I killed this one because it gave me the best odds. It allowed me to actually kill the next 2 units. I then used the higher HP tank to attack the battlecopter, so then I had better RNG odds. This is a luck-dependent roll. You have to hit it. If you don't, you have to restart. You don't have to, but you basically will. And then you kill the artillery. You then make a APC. I like to make it so then the battlecopters will not go for the infantry because that infantry is very important to keep. I rush the infantry to the side because we no longer need it on the other side. However, I actually recommend not doing that because that infantry never came up. It is actually better to send that infantry up with the other rockets. As you saw, we sent 1 of the missiles to the 3 things defending the base. That is what you want to be doing. So essentially what we want to do is there's a tank and there's also going to be a recon on the next turn. We have to bait both of those. But for this turn, we essentially just, load up the APC, and now we're going to go full force into the base. We're obviously going to kill one of these battlecopters first, though. And it doesn't matter, that we're left behind a little bit because we do need a few turns to actually prep. Yet again, even though this infantry seems like it's important, it would actually serve way better on the other side of the map. Either or, we can kill this mech, thankfully, and then we move up. And then essentially on this turn, you can build whatever. I built a recon. I actually recommend building a recon here. And then capturing. I tried in this one to put my infantry, I believe, in front of the tank to try to make the tank attack it. However, it didn't, but I would also recommend putting your infantry there anyway, because it allows you to basically have the recon target you. So they only have an artillery right now, but they're actually going to be building a recon. So they're capturing, boom, they attack that. They attack the recon, which doesn't matter because it's going to go full HP anyway next turn. They build that recon. That recon is so important because if it goes on the other side, you've lost the mission. So I move up the APC all the way, move up the infantry, which yet again the infantry didn't do anything, move up the anti-air, and we launch another missile onto the group of 3 units. And we'll also be using the final missile. If you cannot use all 3 missiles on these 3 units, you lose the mission. I put these just out of range of the units, but also close enough to the bridge that we can try to block it. The recon needs to get there ASAP. I then build a tank and an infantry, because at this point you don't really need to worry. This is super important. You need to have a infantry on this forest tile, or something adjacent, because if you don't have enough of an infantry presence, the recon will go right, and it will just kill your strategy. That recon has to go downwards into the useless area. So in this one, what happens is essentially the artillery moves out of the way, the recon goes and attacks, and essentially the map is now over. You have now completely finished the map. Congratulations. You get a perfect S rank. However, there is one more kind of luck-dependent thing, I think. And it's kind of based on, one, how the RNG of these guys move, but also secondarily based on if this APC can survive very easily or not. So essentially what I do here is I just move up all my units. Usually when the AI has really low health units, they will not go and attack with them. So for now, I put something at the bridge so then they can't easily get back in. I make sure to bring my recon as far up as possible, because that is obviously important. And then we just try to kill the battlecopter, because I guess we may as well, honestly. 1% luck. We don't have to kill this. This is not a worry anymore. But it is kind of just nice to do that, I guess. And as you can see here, I basically just neglect this entire side of the board, because at this point it's already done its service. We've already been able to do what we need to do for it, which is really, really good. So as you can see now, they'll kind of target it down. Those things will flee, and the recon will come back and they'll build a tank and an anti-air. And at this point I was very concerned, but also I thought I was safe. So I go for the bigger priority target, which is the non-indirect unit, because the indirect unit cannot attack us if we put our thing on the base. So I just immediately unload it. If the Neotank attacks it, you lose. You just have to accept that. And I just leave the tank there, because I do not believe Lash can actually kill it. Even with a good luck roll, I do not believe she can. And that one infantry down there will actually capture that building, which is very cute for this replay. I'm going to have to do this one again for my YouTube channel, because when I was recording this, I was with a friend, and I was just trying to not show them, but like just talk through why this mission's so hard, and I actually beat it. But as you can see, 1 HP could be luck dependent. If it's luck dependent, you have to reset. And the next moment is also really hard too. Having Gold Rush on this turn is super important. Please keep your Gold Rush for this moment. The 10% extra defense is actually mandatory for you to be able to survive. Because essentially, there's another good luck roll that you have to hit here. You have to kill the Neotank in 1 hit. And here, you see it's a 4% chance. You can get upwards of 9% luck. We got essentially like 5% luck, so it was on not enough, essentially. I did think about attacking there, but it didn't work. As you could see right here, I made a mistake. I should have attacked with the tank first. These things happen, because if I did do that, I could have defended my infantry better, which you'll see soon. Essentially, I could have 1 unit kind of in the way, where that infantry is 1 space lower, or even have that anti-air be in front of the behind the APC on the lab side, and that would easily help us be able to basically defend a bit better. But as you can see, I looked, hey, we can capture, isn't that cute? But at this point, all you want to do is build a bunch more units, so then you can just make your technique score better. By this point, I think the power score for 100% is just 3 kills in 1 turn, which we've been able to do, essentially, or even just 2. Like, the power scale for this mission is really low. Jesus. But as you saw there, boom, we've been able to do it. So essentially I just buy units on every single base, improve that technique score, because at the end of the day you want to get that perfect S rank. I look at the board, I say, yep, there's nothing else we can do, and I capture. So there you go, that is how you beat this mission. We will be getting a perfect 300 score. I hope you all really enjoy this. Please share it around. I do not care that it's me, I care that this gets out so then people in the community can actually beat this. There were no forums I could use that actually helped me with this mission other than one that loosely said just the build order, but you also have to adapt on the build order now anyway. But yeah, so I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. Please share this around, and thank you.